Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. So, just want to give you a quick rundown on some things I found out. I met with the original owner's son yesterday to sign a bill of sale for this so I can get it titled because they can't find the title. I did get the original keys, which the only good key I can really use is the one for the side hatch over on the opposite side over there that was there. So the background story is that he was a principal or working at a school, moving up to be a principal. His wife worked at the same school as a health dietitian, and he called her from a camper store one day back in '79, and she says, "I really want this camper." He called her to get permission, as most men do, because we got to be honest, we're actually controlled by our wives, which we love. As long as we love them, we're willing to be controlled by them, I guess. Which I'm the same way. So I got to ask permission for a lot of stuff, but my wife's a wonderful person. Anyway, his wife met him at the camper store. They bought the camper, and they drove it straight from Goshen, Mississippi, to Dahlonega, Georgia. Parked it, and they stayed there the camper stayed there for 30 years, easily, 30 years plus. So this thing really hasn't moved very much, and that's probably why it's in the shape that it's in. Granted, it's rotted out on the inside because a tree fell on it. There were a couple holes in the roof that I found that rotted it out, but other than that, it was in pretty good condition as far as the frame is concerned. So the next steps are going to get some new brakes. I'll explain that in a minute. We're going to sandblast and grind, wire wheel the frame, and repaint it. Then once we get the new brakes on, get some wheels that fit those brakes, which I'll explain more. And then we will move it to the backyard until I can get some money to buy materials to start build the shell back to the way it's supposed to be, because I will not be able to. It's going to have to be built in the garage, and it's going to have to be done all at once in a relatively quick manner. But other than that, let's go take a look at some things here. So, my terminology may be off, but here we go. So, these hubs, the wheels center on these hubs based on the lug bolts. And this one's odd because it does have lug bolts and not lug nuts with threaded studs sticking out. But the other issue is that this hub diameter here for the Pilot is like 2.58, 2.59 inches. The only wheels that I can find on the Pilot on the wheel is 2.62 to 3.19. I cannot, and the Pilot on the original wheel was 2.75. So due to not being able to find a proper wheel that'll fit it, ones that I can also put Baby Moon hubcaps on to cover all this, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to swap this out with an electric brake system that has a new hub size that will fit a standard new wheel. Because I got 2 brand new tires, but I don't want to have to replace the tires too. I want to just get new wheels to put those tires on. So what I got to do is take this off, take the cotter pin out, the castle nut, the bearings, pull the hub out, measure the spindle, and then send that off to the people I've been talking to and see what they say about their electric brakes, and possibly just unbolt from the back pattern back here, and there, and down there, and also back there. As you can see, just take from here off and put on a new set of brakes with a smaller or more standard hub Pilot, so I can get a standard wheel that'll fit it. Now, as you can tell, this is a torsion style axle, and like I said in the history, because this was driven straight to Dahlonega and parked, I don't know right in here if you can actually see that, but in here there's a rubber torsion, and I feel like it's good enough for now to get by for a couple years or several years once I clean this up. So I think I'm just going to stick with this for now, and if I get to the point where I need a new axle, I can always call up Southern Wheel Company out of Texas. They have a nice one with an adjustable spindle that has basically a spline shaft, a spline end on a shaft that's inside the tube that has a torsion system in it, and you can adjust it from like 0 to 33 degrees, so I can get a lot more height out of my camper. But right now, just trying to avoid spending a lot of money. So if their standard wheel that will go on their normal axle will fit this, I will do that first. Plus, the other reason for not swapping the axle is that the center to center from bolt to bolt mounting is 9 inches on this. Their axle is a 8-inch center to center on the mount bolt. So I don't want to have to do any extra cutting that I don't have to do right now. So other than that, the next thing is that this tube is rotted on the inside, as you can see. So I'm going to probably cut this tube off, put maybe a smaller tube with a cap on it, and I'm going to cap the ends right here and on the other side, and then possibly put a spare tire holder off the back end of it, along with a possible trailer hitch for holding a bike rack or something like that, or a motorcycle rack or something along those lines. Maybe we'll see. But for right now, that's kind of where we're at, and I've got all of the windows and metal to be it is sitting in my shed, in my loft, or in the rafters of my shed. So I've got all the metal and all the windows and all the door and all the other pieces that I took out of it are all sitting in my shed and in the rafters and in the areas. So that'll stay in there until I'm ready to actually build the main body, in which case I'll pull it down, de-staple it, straighten anything out that needs to be straightened, get all that squared away, and make a decision there whether or not I'm going to try and repaint it or keep it as it is. Just depends on how everything kind of goes, but that's it. I hope you'll have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hope you'll have a wonderful time with your families. Don't take it for granted. Enjoy your time together, and y'all have a great day. Take care.